After speaking in New Hampshire Monday, President Trump is facing some criticism on one of his proposals to combat drug abuse. In the speech, the president included the idea of giving some drug dealers the death penalty. Here in Worcester, addiction recovery organizations say there are different ways to combat the crisis. Our Cam Jandrow has the details. Cam.
Yeah, Brittany, after mentioning the death penalty, President Trump got an ovation from the crowd. But here in Worcester, some experts say that's not the right way to go about fixing this crisis. President Trump addresses opioids in front of a New Hampshire crowd Monday. One of his ideas to curb the epidemic include the death penalty for some drug dealers.
If you break the law and illegally peddle these deadly poisons, we will find you, we will arrest you, and we will hold you accountable.
The Counseling and Assessment Clinic of Worcester provides mental health and addiction recovery services to people with substance abuse issues. Assistant Director Bridget Hilton says killing drug dealers won't solve the country's epidemic.
But the way that we can stem the tide on this epidemic is not through punishing drug dealers. It is through providing prevention and education for people at the local level and communities across the country.
According to Spectrum Health Systems, roughly 64,000 people in the country die every year due to opioids. Although he disagrees with the death penalty as punishment, President and CEO Kurt Isaacson says there still are positive takeaways from the president's speech.
I was very pleased to see him express an interest in reducing the number of prescriptions for opioids. That's a good thing. Increasing access to treatment is another really wonderful thing that was in the speech.
The Department of Public Health counted more than 1,500 opioid-related overdose deaths in Massachusetts alone last year. Hunter Foote is executive director of the Vanderburg Sober House in Worcester. He says addiction impacts everyone, so the death penalty is unnecessary.
These are sons and daughters. We've had attorneys apply, we have professionals, we have blue-collar workers, and the only way that we can overcome this disease is by banding together.
The Vanderburg House serves dozens of former addicts every day, and Foote recognizes the need for action against the opioid crisis.
We deal with the folks that struggle with this on a daily basis, and I hope that our federal and state regulators can effectively work on the supply side and on the legislation side.
Now, outside of dealers, the president said manufacturers will now face more accountability for their action, and he's also hoping to limit or reduce the number of prescriptions here in the country.
Cam, thank you for reporting for that.